The Trump administration has imposed a hefty 54% tariff on goods imported from China. This trade war has significant implications for Apple and its flagship product, the iPhone. Since a large portion of iPhone components are sourced from China, these tariffs directly impact the cost of manufacturing. As a result, consumers are bracing for potential price hikes on their beloved iPhones. Dan Ives, a prominent analyst at Wedbush Securities, has issued a stark warning. iPhone prices could skyrocket to an unprecedented $3,500 if these tariffs remain in place. This prediction underscores the severity of the situation and the potential financial burden on consumers. The prospect of such a dramatic price increase has sent shockwaves through the tech industry and beyond. The ongoing trade war between the US and China is having a tangible impact on American consumers. Tariffs drive up the cost of imported goods, making everyday products more expensive. In the case of iPhones, these tariffs translate into higher prices for consumers, potentially making these devices unaffordable for many. This situation highlights the unintended consequences of trade wars on ordinary citizens. While some argue that Apple should move its production to the US to avoid tariffs, this solution is more complex than it seems. Apple's success relies on a global supply chain that leverages cost-effective manufacturing in China. Shifting production to the US would involve significant logistical challenges and likely result in even higher prices for iPhones. Section 5. China bites back. Retaliatory tariffs add fuel to the fire. China has responded to US tariffs with retaliatory measures of its own. These measures are not just symbolic, they are calculated and targeted to hit the US economy where it hurts. By imposing tariffs on key American exports such as soybeans, automobiles, and chemicals, China aims to create economic pressure on the US, particularly in regions that are politically significant. These counter-tariffs further escalate the trade war and exacerbate the challenges faced by Apple. The tech giant, which relies heavily on Chinese manufacturing for its products, finds itself in a precarious position. The increased costs due to tariffs are likely to be passed on to consumers, making Apple products more expensive and potentially less competitive in the global market. China has also imposed stricter export controls, potentially disrupting the flow of essential components used in iPhone production. This move could lead to delays in the manufacturing process, affecting not just Apple, but other tech companies that depend on Chinese-made components. The ripple effect of these disruptions can be felt across the entire supply chain, from raw material suppliers to end consumers. This tit-for-tat approach creates uncertainty and volatility in the global tech market. Investors are wary, and stock prices of tech companies are experiencing significant fluctuations. The uncertainty makes it difficult for companies to plan for the future, as they are unsure of how long the trade war will last and what additional measures might be implemented. This environment of unpredictability can stifle innovation and slow down growth in the tech sector, which thrives on stability and forward planning. Both countries have engaged in several rounds of negotiations to resolve the trade dispute, but finding common ground has proven to be challenging. Each side has its own set of demands and red lines, making compromise difficult. The stakes are high, not just for the US and China, but for the global economy as a whole. A prolonged trade war could lead to a slowdown in global economic growth, affecting countries far beyond the two primary combatants. For consumers, the impact of the trade war is already being felt. Higher prices for electronics and other goods are becoming the new norm, and the uncertainty surrounding the availability of products adds to the frustration. Businesses are also feeling the pinch, as they have to navigate the complexities of new tariffs and export controls, which can disrupt their operations and supply chains. Economists warn that if the trade war continues, the long-term effects could be detrimental. Reduced trade between the world's two largest economies could lead to inefficiencies and higher costs, ultimately slowing down global economic growth. The interconnected nature of today's global economy means that no country is immune to the fallout from this trade conflict. As the trade war rages on, the world watches closely. The outcome of this conflict will shape the future of international trade and economic relations for years to come. It is a stark reminder of how interconnected and interdependent the global economy has become, and how actions taken by one country can have far-reaching consequences for the entire world. Section 6. Global Tech Tremors, the Ripple Effect of US-China Tensions. The trade war between the US and China extends beyond iPhones and has far-reaching consequences for the global tech industry. The uncertainty surrounding tariffs and trade relations disrupts supply chains, hampers innovation, and dampens investor confidence. This situation underscores the interconnectedness of the global economy and the potential for widespread repercussions. Section 7. Can Apple adapt? Navigating the tariff storm. Apple faces a formidable challenge in navigating the current trade landscape. The company is exploring alternative manufacturing locations and negotiating with suppliers to mitigate the impact of tariffs. However, finding a solution that maintains both affordability and Apple's renowned quality remains a significant hurdle. And Section 8. The future of iPhone pricing. What experts predict. Experts like those at Rosenblatt Securities predict that iPhone prices will continue to rise in the near future due to the combined effects of tariffs, production costs, and increasing demand for premium features. These factors are creating a perfect storm that is likely to push prices higher. Tariffs, especially those imposed on imported components, have a direct impact on the cost of production. As these tariffs increase, so does the cost of manufacturing each unit. Additionally, the production costs themselves are rising due to the need for more advanced technology and materials. The demand for premium features, such as enhanced cameras, faster processors, and better displays, also contributes to the overall cost. Consumers are increasingly looking for the latest and greatest features, which drives up the price of each new model. While Apple strives to absorb some of these costs, it's unlikely that consumers will be completely insulated from price hikes. Apple has a history of trying to keep their products competitively priced, but the reality is that some of these costs will inevitably be passed on to the consumer. This means that the average price of an iPhone is likely to increase over time. For many consumers, this could mean having to make tough decisions about whether to upgrade to the latest model or stick with their current device for a longer period. The rising prices could also impact the overall sales volume, as some consumers may be priced out of the market. The long-term impact on iPhone affordability and market share remains to be seen. If prices continue to rise, Apple may see a shift in their customer base. Some loyal customers may start to look for more affordable alternatives, while others may continue to pay the premium for the latest technology. The competition in the smartphone market is fierce, and other manufacturers are constantly looking for ways to offer similar features at a lower price point. This could lead to a more fragmented market, with Apple losing some of its dominance. However, Apple has a strong brand and a loyal customer base, which could help them weather the storm. Only time will tell how these factors will play out in the long run. Section 9. Beyond iPhones, a broader look at tech tariffs. The current situation with iPhone prices serves as a microcosm of the broader challenges posed by tariffs on the tech industry. These tariffs, which are essentially taxes on imported goods, have far-reaching implications that extend well beyond the price tags we see on store shelves. From smartphones to laptops to semiconductors, the impact is felt across the entire spectrum of technology products. These components are the building blocks of our modern digital world, and any disruption in their supply chain can have cascading effects. Tariffs disrupt global supply chains, stifle innovation, and ultimately harm consumers. When tariffs are imposed, the cost of importing these essential components rises, leading to higher production costs for manufacturers. This in turn results in higher prices for consumers, who are already feeling the pinch in a competitive market. Moreover, the uncertainty created by ongoing trade disputes can deter investment in new technologies. Companies may hesitate to invest in research and development if they are unsure about the future availability and cost of the components they need. This stifles innovation and slows down the pace of technological advancement. Industry leaders have voiced their concerns, emphasizing the need for stable and predictable trade policies. They argue that a collaborative approach, rather than a confrontational one, is essential for fostering a healthy global tech ecosystem. For consumers, the effects are tangible. Higher prices mean that cutting-edge technology becomes less accessible to the average person. This can widen the digital divide, leaving some segments of the population behind in an increasingly digital world. Finding a resolution to the trade war is crucial for the health and stability of the global tech sector. International cooperation and dialogue are key to resolving these issues and ensuring that the benefits of technology are shared globally. The stakes are high. Technology is not just about gadgets, it is a critical enabler of progress in fields like healthcare, education, and business. Ensuring a stable and fair trade environment is essential for leveraging technology to address some of the world's most pressing challenges. In conclusion, while the focus often falls on high-profile products like iPhones, the broader implications of tech tariffs are profound. A collaborative approach to trade policies can pave the way for a more innovative, inclusive, and prosperous